So we got our Final Four. 2 1s, a 7, and a 3. Gonzaga, first time in the Final Four. Same with South Carolina and Oregon, first time since 1939. North Carolina's been there 100 times. But highest available odds before during the season, William Hill on Twitter, at William Hill US on Twitter. Carolina was 20-1. Oregon was 40-1 in December. Gonzaga 60-1, although that was in May of 2016. The hype started early. They were preseason top 20. And then had the big wins non-conference. South Carolina, March 9th, 300-1, Teddy.
Yeah, if you have a South Carolina ticket in your pocket, now is the time to start thinking about hedging that ticket. And we'll talk about some strategies as the week progresses. But your simplest, basic strategy, when you have a 300-1 in your pocket, you're going to have to hedge 2 games. You're going to hedge with your opponent on the money line. And your initial wager, you don't want it to be nuts. Because if you win this game and you lose your hedge bet, you're going to have to do it again for the championship game. Now, you talk about these 4 teams. Gonzaga's never been to a Final Four. South Carolina's never been to a Final Four. And Oregon was, you talked about it earlier, the first NCAA tournament ever back in 1939, and they haven't been since. And then, of course, there's North Carolina, who's in their 20th Final Four. Obviously, the Tar Heels, the prohibitive favorites. And when you look at the numbers, it's the best odds you could have gotten on any of these teams all year. North Carolina, the shortest. They're the only one of these teams that is, quote-unquote, supposed to be here. Look at the Gamecocks. They hadn't won an NCAA tournament game in 44 years until last weekend. And here they are. So it is I'm not going to say a random Final Four, but it is a Final Four with 1 blue blood and 3 upstarts. And it really is that simple.
Opening lines, Gonzaga 6.5, 138. Karnowski's now been a part of 135 wins, more than any other player in the history of college basketball. The Gonzaga Arena seats 6,000. They'll be playing in front of 70,000 Saturday in Glendale. And, I think that total's high because you got the top 2 defensive teams in the country going at it.
Yeah, no question. And, again, some books open Gonzaga -6. Other books open Gonzaga -7. Total pretty much has been at 138 since it opened. And what happened was all the first bets in that were all arbitrage. They were laying 6, and they were taking 7, and now we're looking at 6.5/138. And I would call that the official quote-unquote opener, because you see people, again, talking about what the opening number is, and it varies from book to book. The markets are saying 6.5, 138. I would do your grading, your future grading, off of those numbers.
All right, Carolina opened 4.5 and 150 the total against Oregon. You saw some early over money.
Yeah, the total there actually opened in the 148.5, 149 range, and immediately pop. We saw money come in on the over. And again, before the broad markets open, we're looking at a total of $150 there. So I think that's a very reasonable over. But all that first money, sidewise, didn't see anything. Nothing but over money when it came to the Tar Heels, even though they did not cash an over ticket against Kentucky yesterday.
This is a hell of a team. And I know they lost to Boucher. Some people said, no, not that big of a deal. One bettor at the Golden Nugget put $10,000 on Oregon to win the regional at 5-1. Congrats there. Dorsey, though. I remember all the talk was Dylan Brooks, and rightfully so. But Dorsey, maybe the best player in the tournament. 98 points in 4 games, 17 of 26 from 3, 18 assists, 16 rebounds, and 6 steals. The big 3 against Rhode Island to get the win, too.
Yeah, no question. Again, 17 of 26 from three-point range. And you've got more than 4 assists and 4 rebounds per game and a steal and a half per game. I think Tyler Dorsey has been the MOP going into the Final Four, but we know how that award gets distributed. It gets distributed to the guy that wins the title. So we still got a couple more victories for him. What about Frank Martin and the Gamecocks, man? This is going to be fun. We get a full week of Frank Martin and his insane personality. But of course, yeah, this is a team, and again, they play in the SEC, so they haven't been to hostile venues. But when you talk about playing in front of 70,000 fans, P.J. Dozier, quote, I can't even imagine it. I have no idea what to expect. And when you're a pedigree program, when you've been in these situations before, playing in these odd venues, you're certainly more used to it. I would anticipate a team like South Carolina to have some struggles adjusting, particularly early on.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting and subscribing. Now not to mention a visit to our industry leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.